Start.
Jim.
Have a Merry Christmas.
I sent you the email.
We're getting ready to start.
Okay.
Did you give me the thumbs up or not? All right, welcome everyone. If you rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, welcome. Merry Christmas to everyone. All right, roll call, please.
Mr. Valera?
Here.
Mr. Blanton?
Here.
Mr. Robertson?
Here.
Can I get a motion for the acceptance of the minutes for December 3rd, 2025, the regular meeting of Board of Trustees?
I will make a motion for the acceptance of the minutes from the December 3rd, 2025 regular meeting of the Board of Trustees.
I will second.
Mr. Valera?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Robertson?
Yes.
A motion for the acceptance of the invoices for the month?
I will make a motion that we accept all invoices as presented by the fiscal officer.
And I will second.
Mr. Valera?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
And Mr. Robertson?
Yes.
All right, Sheriff's Report, Lieutenant McElroy.
Let's see.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Lieutenant McElroy with Anderson County Sheriff Patrol. So the report for November, Miami Township, there were 197 details dispatched, 68 non-billable or self-initiated details, so a total of 265. As far as service exchange, Miami Township cars were requested outside of Miami Township 139 times. 42 of those times they were disregarded en route, so they were sent 97. Same time period, county cars were requested inside of Miami Township 173 times. They were disregarded 116 times, so 57 times they were sent. Bless you. Last month they took 7 criminal reports, 9 criminal reports, and 6 auto accident reports. That's all I have. I know that some things from last meeting were requests for a radar unit on Jordan, and we did put that out there. It wasn't out very long because then we got a complaint from the resident that they didn't want it out there, so it's always kind of a push-pull thing, but it was out there. I know we spoke with Jim about it, and we got some contact for the dog issue next door here. That information got forwarded to Mr. Brett, and he can elaborate on that a little bit later. But that they are following up with that, the dog warden is.
Let me interrupt you real quick.
Go ahead.
So you're going to brief us on that?
Yeah, I have it on my report as well.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. And just a reminder, I told Mr. Brett at least this, that I'll be out with a shoulder surgery tomorrow morning, actually. So I'll be leaving the meeting very quickly, actually, tonight, unless you need something. But I'm open for any questions.
Any questions for the Lieutenant?
Yeah, out of those 97 runs,
Yes.
outside of Miami Township, where are you guys going to?
So that's anywhere from, it's usually is the William area, so Whitewater Township is what we're talking about. Sometimes it could go as far as Crosby and Harrison, but it's usually the highway would be Miami Township or the areas that are concerned. I want to pinpoint certain areas.
Sure.
They get called for backup, and like I said, William cars or our county beats get called into here quite often as well. So.
Anything else? Anything from the board?
I got something real quick. As the weather gets colder, I've made a couple of calls. I've had some calls from individuals saying people behind the town hall there underneath those slabs are.
I did put that request in for extra patrol, but I can put it back in again.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
Are there people? Have you
There
found
was
them?
nobody down there the last time, but
No,
if
we stopped there.
if that building was to go up, there is just so many things in that museum there that would
Okay.
not be replaceable. Same thing with behind the church there at the Legion. We've cleaned that out at least 5 more times. And I don't, you can't really see them unless you get out and walk around the
Right,
backside of the church. We've made that as hard as we can. We put lights up back there. They knock the lights out. But we have had fire set back there as well.
Okay, now let's get that back out again.
LT, my thing is, as the patrol guys relate to you, the problems we're having with the e-bikes, with the kids
No?
down at West Park.
Oh, well, I know we've had some people go in for those, yes.
So
And,
we continue to have problems with them. And now they're riding on the soccer fields when it's wet and snowy and tearing the fields up. So I guess I'm asking you to, since you didn't know about it, to
Well,
follow up with patrol. I'm sure now, when I talked to maintenance about it, and they told me they were pursuing it, but I just wanted to follow up with you to see where they're at and to try to stop this, because
Sure.
there's not like 100 of them. There's like 3 or 4 of them.
Yes.
They're pretty easy to find.
Yeah, I know that we've gotten called and the officers responded, and I can't remember where they were from, the e-bikes, but addressed the kids and kicked them out of the park at the time. I don't know.
Yeah, they're close, but we
Right.
just need to, when we're not being called,
Stay
follow
on
up
them.
with them and follow them to their home and
Sure.
then talk to parents. That might be done, I don't know.
Sure.
But I just like to follow up with you and make sure that's being done.
Sure. Not a
So
problem.
that's it, I appreciate it.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right.
Good luck with your surgery.
Appreciate that.
It goes well.
Oh,
Welcome, Ms. Ozier.
Yeah, thank you. We won.
All right.
Yeah, it was a good
That's
win.
awesome. Who's
A fast game, too. Delhi.
Oh, good.
It was a good game.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, sheriff's report. All right, we have no public presentations or public, we're going to go to public comments later, okay? So we'll go to that. And no public requested to be on the agenda. So we'll go to administrator's report. Mr. Brett?
Good evening, everyone. Just want to hit some highlights. Jordan Road water line is continuing to go along well. We're having another pre-construction meeting for the start of the start of the Jordan Road phase tomorrow at 10 a.m. With the Village of Clay's representatives and our representatives, so everything's looking good there. The contractor does shut down the week of Christmas and the week between Christmas and New Year's, so they will be back January 5th. Depending on the weather, the blacktop plants are scheduled to reopen about that time, so we may not have that surcharge on blacktop that we talked about. We'll hope for a warm January.
Okay, before you move on, who's representative from Cleves? Is Mr. Habig notified?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he was apparently tied up this afternoon. He had Rusty call me and asked me to set this up. And so they were very gracious, and Rusty just said whatever time you can get everybody together is good.
Okay,
So-
as long as he knows about it.
Yeah. Yeah, he also has a new email address. I'll send that to everybody. I think the end of February is when his other email is going to quit being monitored, so
Okay.
I'll get that all to you. Let's see, the West Park expansion, weather slowed things down, but they're still doing what they can and making some progress. I sent everyone a draft version of our employee handbook. I made a couple little changes, and obviously if you have anything you want to suggest or change, just let me know. And I'd like to be able to prove that at the organizational meeting.
I don't know, just when I briefly looked at it, there was like 2 or 3 things that I wanted to change. So I don't know if we're going to be able to have it ready by the organizational meeting.
So if you can,
We can try to look at it and do it, but. I
well,
don't
and we
know
can
if
make those changes at that meeting too. I mean, And once we approve it, it's not like this is set in stone forever. You know, we can change things
Well,
as
it'd
we
be easier
go.
to change it ahead of time and then
Yeah.
go back and change it, so.
Yeah. I'd like to
Let's
not
just
have it
look at
approved
I
in
don't-
January and
I don't want to
revised
put
in
it in
February.
writing that we're going to approve it on the 7th.
No, I'm just saying I'd like to. So
We can shoot for that and see where it goes.
that's always the goal. So,
Yeah, it would be nice to start the year fresh with that in place. And I know that was a goal that you had, Mr. Brett, and had been working with the HR firm to try to get that accomplished. So appreciate your efforts and, yeah.
Go ahead.
it's amazing what you have to think about for the handbooks nowadays. They used to not be near as thick. Let's see, I'm glad to report that the water softener issue at Station 69, the lines and the equipment have been cleaned out. That station, they finally got that done on Monday. The station opened with the first shift on Tuesday. Tim and I have met with 2 different water softener treatment companies to explore our options with replacing the water softener. It's bypassed right now. And you approved up to an amount of money we could spend on that with our approval. So Tim and I will be finishing that up hopefully this week and seeing what the best route for that is. Lieutenant McElroy mentioned that I was going to expand on the dog bite. Turns out that the dog warden actually knows Kim from her days at the prosecutor's office. So he opened up to her about some of the things we could do to help his case. And one of the things he asked us to do was send a certified letter to the property owner and to the tenant and tell them, you know, what's going on with the dog warden, and to let the property owner know that the tenant has said to multiple people, if things don't get worked out with this, I'm just going to rent it as an Airbnb. So we don't think the property owner will be happy about that. So I asked Alex to send that letter because I thought it would carry more weight coming from an attorney than just our office. So he sent that. We have a copy of it. The dog warden has a copy of it now. So hopefully that will help with that issue and we'll get rid of the vicious dog. The Board of Elections has notified us that they will no longer be utilizing the Mount Nebo Firehouse for voting. That polling location will be combined with the Town Hall location. So there'll be a change in voting. We'll get that in our early newsletter so that people know about the change, and I'm sure the Board of Election will send something out as well. And the only other thing that I wanted to mention that wasn't on this list before, I believe Kim's talked to each of you individually. So next month, we're going to have a new look. The trustees' desk is going to be against that wall. Then when we have presentations, they'll be able to see the projector without having to come out in front. So new look. Same great board, just new look. And that's all I have.
All right.
I'd just like to, with the new look, I mean, there's a reason for that, not just move things around. So with camera placements, to make sure that our video recording that now again is live and recorded on our website, more folks are utilizing that as an option, and it makes it a better experience and more informative for them to be able to view and hear what's going on in the meeting. So thank you for catching that, and I think that we've also, as far as access and everything up here, so.
All right, Township Department reports are on the back table. Old business, Mr. Brett.
So first under old business is the event center manager position. I'd like to drop that off until an executive session later on so we can talk about that, if that's okay with everyone. Next up under old business. So when we approved the appropriations changes for the cemetery and for the fire fund, we did that as a motion. Those actually need to be a resolution. So Ms. Oser did a little resolution, typed it up for each of those. So resolution 14-2025 would be increasing the cemetery appropriations. So we just need a motion and a
So they
second.
both were approved, we just need to change it.
Yeah.
It should be a resolution.
So we just need a motion and a second to vote on that.
All right, so the first one is Resolution 2025-14, is that the cemetery?
Correct.
Okay, I'll make a motion for Resolution 2025-14, for the TIF appropriations, $10,000 for the cemetery.
And again, this is just a formality for what we
Yes.
already did.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
second.
Okay, Mr. Volrath?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
All right,
And same thing with Resolution 2025-15.
Make a motion for Resolution 2025-15, fire fund appropriations for $100,000.
Second.
Mr. Volrath?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
That's all we have under old business, unless you have anything else.
New business, Mr. Pratt?
Appropriations for 2026. Ms. Oster has the appropriations for approval.
Right, we talked about last meeting, finance has met 3 times. Jim and I have met several times, and then the fire chief has met with us several times. So I feel really good about it. We do. We feel really good about it. So I know we gave you guys a couple copies over the last month, so if you got any questions, I haven't heard from anybody, but, you know, we're making some changes with we're opening up a little more accounts in the fire TIF to streamline that so they can basically, when they get a bill, I know exactly what fund they're actually going to do some of my work and have what fund it's coming out of on the fire department. So it'll be really nice, and they'll know, the fire department will really have a good understanding what they're spending.
Okay.
So it's a good thing.
All right, sounds good. Do we have a motion for that?
All right, well, I'll just say I appreciate your efforts there, because I think that will go a long way, and as we're trying to be transparent with the community, with the finance committee being more engaged and bringing new folks on, so I think that's great, and I hope we can see that through. So with that, I would make a motion that we approve the appropriations for 2026 as presented by the fiscal officer.
Okay, I will second.
Okay, Mr. Volrath?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Thank you. So next, we just got this yesterday, but I did get Alex to kind of rush it through. The agreement for zoning services from Hamilton County for 2026 came in. Alex got to me about an hour ago, said that everything looked fine to him. It's basically the same contract as last year, so I'd like to go ahead and get your approval for that.
All right, well, I'll make a motion for that zoning agreement with Hamilton County for 2026.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Volrath?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
All right, we'll do executive session last. We'll go to the public for comments. Ms. West?
I'm Darlene West. I'm the location coordinator for Wreaths Across America. I'm here to thank the majority of you who were here with us on Saturday. I thank you for braving the weather. Once it started to snow, it came down very quickly, and we were fortunate that we had many community members who came Friday to get ahead of things, and then who came early on Saturday. By the time we left in our rapid fire ceremony of all of 15 minutes, which I hated to do, but it was the only safe thing to do. We had about 85% of the wreaths placed by that time, and I know some of you stayed to help with that. We will go down on Friday to make sure that everything is all set, but figure with the rain coming tomorrow, we need to wait till we get some drainage up there and everything. We'll make sure it's all set. It really has become a community event. Even with the bad weather and the prediction of all of that, we still had 50 or 60 people there putting out wreaths. And The scope of the people who were there was amazing, between the little Cub Scouts and the senior scouts and the JROTC kids from Diamond Oaks, of which there were 7 high schools represented throughout the Cincinnati area. But my thanks to you, because without all of your support, we could not do this. As we mentioned before, we've done over 10,000 wreaths in the last 7 years. I am putting out a little plea to the community to see if there's anyone who would be interested in joining me in the organization of all of this, because after 8 years, it's probably time to train somebody so that they can take over in the future. So if they're interested, Kim, you have my information. I think somebody could contact you if need be. But I appreciate what you do. It shows, gives us a chance to come together as a community and support the heroes that have served us for all those years. So thank you for that, and I'll see you again.
Ms. West, did you want to make a request for the 56?
I can do that.
Okay.
It seems like every other time I'm here, I'm asking for money, so I do have that. We have this special sale going on right now through the 30th of December. Usually we were into January, but through the 30th of December, the campaign is on that for every wreath you purchase at $17, you get a wreath free. So I would hope that you would consider supporting us the way you have in the past, and that has generally been with a $1,000 donation towards wreaths. That will give us the opportunity to purchase 58 or thereabout, which would then give us another 58 free. So 116 wreaths would go a long way in making our goal of 1,400. We've had great support from the community already and have had several donations made.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Motion? Motion? I'll make the motion.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion for the Wreaths Across America for $1,000 donation from Miami Township.
Second.
All right. Mr. Volrath?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes, and if I may, I know I expressed this, but I had just gotten back from Arlington National Cemetery in D.C., and seeing 400,000 plus graves sprawled across the rolling hills there in the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier and all that, it really takes your breath away. And they had already been putting out some wreaths there. But I got to say that coming back to our Maple Grove is even more special because of the connection to the community, and as cold and as rough as that snow was that day, it actually was kind of picturesque and moving. So again, thank you for everything that you do, and that was a great ceremony as usual.
And I do not know if it would be helpful for you or not, but we did have that Eagle Scout project a few years ago where they identified all the veterans' graves.
I have a copy of that.
You got a copy of that? It doesn't have the updated stuff. It seems like the lower level's getting more updated.
And we
but-
try and update that every fall when we walk down through, so we know how many wreaths we need. So, but it's been very, very helpful to have that. It's sad that we have added quite a few veterans over the last 7 years that we've been doing that. But thank you very much.
I wanted to say I thought you did a great job also. You do a great job communication-wise and getting the word out and getting all the wreaths. I think it's just wonderful. Wonderful as a veteran. So it's appreciated.
Having veterans of my own now, I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. Both sons, right? All right, that's wonderful. All right, we'll move along. Any more from the public, Mr. Moreline?
Yeah. Do we have an update on our block cameras? Have they all been installed?
They're not supposed to be installed yet. Because we've been waiting for the locations, from my last understanding.
So
I don't know.
My understanding is that they actually did move forward, but we can always repurpose them or move them. There is I guess most of them have been installed, but that 2 that are specifically waiting on state permits. So if they're placed on county roads, on state roads, on township roads, all that permitting has to be done, and they don't understand why it's taken so long. But there's a couple on some, and again, we don't want to divulge all the locations, but I will certainly get an update to the board. So I apologize for that. But I just actually checked in a day or two ago with the Sheriff's Department and asked that in case that did come up. And I was told, I think that there are 2, but again, that wasn't my decision. That wasn't Mr. Brett's decision. That's there as law enforcement professionals, and where they see the locations elsewhere in adjoining jurisdictions, they need to strategically look at, you don't want one right here on this side of the jurisdiction line, right here. You want to capture and have it be most effective for crime and public safety. So they made those determinations, but this board, we can always weigh in and say that we don't, we want them to move them, and they will continue to monitor them and determine whether it's most productive for the needs and see if they need to move it and come to us with that. But
So how many will our township have total?
I can't remember if it's 8 or 9. I think it was 9, but we were paying for 4, and that is, I don't believe any other jurisdiction in Hamilton County has a deal like that. So we negotiated, myself and Mr. Brett, we negotiated that deal for them. They specifically have a lot of flock cameras on the east side of Hamilton County. Again, they see it as such a great tool that they wanted to increase their, reach here in the western Hamilton County. It benefited them, it benefits us, so we were able to come together on that deal and get more than 50% off, pay for 4, and I think get 9 total.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Did we sign the deal? Because I don't remember seeing it.
I don't know that there was anything signed.
signed the deal
I
by
think
the
that we
board?
just approved the 4.
We
did.
approved
And we
4,
we won't be charged until they're all installed. So that's where, again, we could always move or do whatever if we need to, but that was their, again, they looked at their grid and where their crime stats are and everything else and determined where they felt like it was most beneficial.
Well, my question though is if we didn't sign the deal and we're not paying for 5, the deal's gonna run out, and when is the deal run out? And then how much are we gonna be paying? And then are we getting a report each month from each camera so we can view it to see if it's getting the activity like they think it is, or do they have a person doing that and giving us an observation of their expertise or whatever you want to call it? But if we're not getting hits, I think the board should be getting a report on all this, so where we can see what is happening.
Well, I can inquire about that. I mean, you don't want thousands and thousands and thousands of data points, but they do have a team that reviews all of that utilizes it for their detectives, and again, I want to make it abundantly clear, because I've had a few folks ask about this. This isn't license plate readers. This isn't just looking to cause trouble. This isn't speeding or red lights or stop signs or any of that stuff. This is when there's a crime occurs, that they can utilize that as a tool to try to see who's coming and going around the crime scene in that area, and try to use it to track down and narrow down likely suspects, folks with other criminal history that have come and gone, all those things. And again, I don't want to go into too much of it, but I assume that we would get reports of some sort, but it's not going to be where we're looking at every single
And I didn't say we were looking at
car,
every single,
but,
I know that, but we should be getting the reports, what they're looking for. We should be getting what they're looking for, which is wanted individuals or people that committed crimes that are wanted individuals, and how many hits we are getting. we should be getting a condensed version of that. That's what I think we should be getting. If we're paying, if we're the customer, we should be getting something where we can observe, look at it, and give our opinions on it.
I'll check with them.
So, what do you feel like?
I think it'd be fine to get some of the data and see what they're
Alright.
catching.
All right, I think it's good. I think it's wonderful for our township. So, all right, anything else from the public? Anything from Cleves? Nothing? All right, sir, do you have anything? All right. All right, we'll make does anyone have a motion for executive session to consider the appointment, employment, compensation of public employee or in the event center manager's position?
Can we give our public comments
Oh,
for
I'm
us from the
sorry,
board?
yeah.
And then
Yeah,
we can go to executive
yeah,
session.
Go ahead.
Lots and lots of events lately. So Winter Wonderland was, I think, a big success. It was packed up here. My kids were, again, all hopped up on sugar and enjoying themselves. So thank you to our staff who put that on, both our events staff, but also the fire department. So that was great. Cleves Christmas Walk and Parade the next day. Again, enjoyed that as well. I think that uniqueness with the lights and the cars is pretty cool. So enjoyed that. I had the honor of representing the township at our Miami Fort 100-year anniversary that happened last week. What an iconic place and the history behind Miami Fort there. They actually did a presentation there, talked about the 37 flood and how they continue to push through that. So thank you to the staff there, plant manager, their whole team. And it is exciting. State Representative Mike Odioso just put out a press release today, and all indication is that they are going to move forward and repurpose their operation there and continue to operate beyond 2027, which it looked like that was set in stone and there was no wiggle room and it was a done deal. But with loosening up on some of the EMA federal regulations and some of the working with the state, it's exciting to see that it looks like they're going to have life beyond 2027, and hopefully we'll be celebrating future anniversaries for them. I actually attended the ribbon cutting for the new EMA and 911 Comm Center, which is out in Springdale. If you haven't been to the old 911 dispatch center, wow, pretty dingy, dark, depressing place, and for what those dispatchers do on a day-to-day basis, I'm sure it didn't help. And so now they have a nice, bright, a lot of natural light, and will help with morale. And when your butt's on the line and you're calling 911, it makes a world of difference, and you want somebody on the other end that's ready to respond and in a good place mentally and psychologically. So congratulations to Andy Knapp, to Nick Crossley, the EMA director, and everybody there. But that was exciting. I want to thank our maintenance department once again with the snow episode, and I got to say I heard a little bit more grumbling than I usually do, but simply that was because the temperature got so cold, and I hope that our residents understand that when it gets that bitterly cold, there's just so much you can do. So I think that our department did a fantastic job as always, and really we're out there working their tails off, and again, sometimes Mother Nature makes it difficult on us, so I appreciate what they've done. We did have a baby box that was brought up last meeting, and I would just like to say that there were some discussions after that. I look back in the minutes, and I had actually brought the idea of a baby box up in July of 2022, and then again in December of 2022. So Appreciate Trustee Blanton reintroducing that last week, and I do think that there's state legislation that has changed on that, and I do think that hopefully we'll have an opportunity to move forward with that, but there are a lot of logistics and legal loopholes that we need to work through, and so hopefully we can do that in a responsible way, but I am supportive of that. Actually heard from the executive director of the Cincinnati Right to Life, and had a good conversation with them, and so hopefully we're moving forward. Organizational meeting, I know there was discussions about that. Are we
need to
going
talk
to
about it. So-
change the time on that?
I thought we said 5.
Yeah, what I wanted to talk about with the organizational meeting was keeping the organizational meeting on the 7th, but doing the swearing in on January 1. I was getting ready to bring it up and seeing what your schedule was, what the board's schedule was, because January 1, all of our families are off. Everyone can make it. We don't have no commitments. I talked to Mike Odioso already. He's okay with it. So I wanted to do the swearing in January 1, which we should anyway, and then go forward with the organizational meeting on the 7th. So I was getting ready to bring that up since you brought it up. That's what I'd like to do. Then we keep our organizational meeting at 3:15 like normal.
Well,
You two are getting sworn in, so.
What?
Don't matter to me. It don't matter to me.
I mean, I just know
You're the
that some people
TV.
have family parties and things on the 1st, and they're still celebrating, even though, some are doing it New Year's Eve, some are doing it New Year's Day. I mean, I had already informed some of my family and folks that, we were looking at that the evening of the 7th.
I can't do that now. I can't do the evening now. That's the problem. That's the problem, and then I've got commitments, my family's got commitments, because we normally do 3:15. So if we do the swearing in, it'd only take 15 minutes, won't it, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
That's the only thing it'll take. Mike gave me times from 10 to 1 o'clock, Mike Odioso, that he's available. And he said he's flexible from those. So if we do 10 in the morning, nobody should be having a party then. We could start at 10, we could be out of here by 10:20, 10:30.
Well, so I will admit that mine is twofold. So I would like
You don't have to
to,
be at the same time, right?
what's that?
I'm just sorry. You don't have to be both sworn in the same day either. I'm just,
No, it makes it easier.
right, it does, but I'm just,
Can you not do that early, or you want to do 11?
Well, so the organizational meeting has carried more weight than it has in years past before this board, well, I'll just say the two of us were elected. And so I think that there's been a lot more discussions, a lot more debate about our operation and how we have operated in the past and how we're going to operate in the future. And frankly, I think that meeting should be an opportunity that folks shouldn't have to take off work to attend and potentially be a part of that and hear what's going on. I think that...
We've had all of our working meetings at 3:15. You know that, and I know that.
Sure, and this is an organizational meeting where we set the structure and the agenda and how we're going to operate for 2026 for the entire year. It carries a little bit more weight than just a regular working meeting in an afternoon. So
There's not much there. There's not much. So let's do the swearing in. Can we do the swearing in on the 1st? That's what I'm asking.
Sure, I'll check with my family, but I don't see why that couldn't work.
If you can do 10, 11, 12, 12:30, 1, all that'll work with Mike Odioso. Does it work with you guys?
yeah.
I'm open on the
You're
1st.
open, I'm open on the 1st.
All day.
Yeah, I'll be on.
So why don't you check, you pick the time, email us or email Jim, he can email us, then we'll go with that.
And then I'm going to request that our organizational meeting be, if it's not, I think that we can we've traditionally done that at different days, different times. It does not have to be on that Wednesday, so if the 7th doesn't work, then, we could, I don't know, look at the 5th or 6th or whatever, and have it that, again, folks don't have to take off early to be a part of it.
I'm fine with keeping it on the 7th, 3:15. How do you feel about it? That's our normal meeting anyway. That's what we said to begin with.
Fine, I'm fine.
With what?
3:15 is fine,
All right.
if that's,
Do you have anything else?
I was working with Carrie previously on the America 250 and events, and we had a couple of things in the works. I know we're going to go in executive session. I have some things in place, but others that I kind of put on hold, waiting to see who was going to be brought on, and so I can work with that individual. But I know that there's been meetings in Cleves and North Bend and Addiston and the Harrison Sims Museum, Foundation Museum. So everybody is having these planning meetings and trying to figure out what's going on, and I think that there could be an opportunity for us to do some things ourselves, and then we could hopefully collaborate with the other jurisdictions and not be duplicating the same exact thing, and do some things. So I will keep everybody apprised of that, and otherwise just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, particularly our staff who work hard all year long.
All right, Trustee Borat.
A couple of things. Again, the Cleves Christmas Walk was fantastic. We had a good time. I'd just like to thank all the volunteers, all the people that showed up. I think it was great to just see people wandering through the village. The Wreaths Across America, always a great event. Thank you for hosting that and making sure that gets taken care of. And then again, as Mr. Robeson said, maintenance department, the snow removal response was good. I mean, we get hit hard. But not only the maintenance department, if there's one thing I noticed at my house on Bridgetown Road, it's the fire truck and the ambulance going up and down the street, and those guys were busy. There was a lot of stuff out there, so kept them busy. I think everybody did a good job.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
All right, Ms. Ozier.
I do want to thank the board, Kim and Carrie, for the giving tree. Last Tuesday, you guys always allow us to use this building, and Jim, sorry. So just want to thank you outside of this for what you guys do for the giving tree. Over 205 families that you guys helped out, allowing us to have that here, so thank you.
That's wonderful. Just wonderful. All right, I just have a few things. The first one is, so I went to the meeting down at the library with our libraries. Let me restart that. I went to the meeting for Hamilton County Library at our senior center last Thursday. So, and on the agenda, they had the plans up, talk about the plans, and one of the things on the agenda was a name change. So I wanted just to make sure everybody knows this and put it out there. The library is considering changing the name from Miami Township to either Cleves Library or Three Rivers Library or Cleves/Miami Township Library. So, and I inquired to the library about that the township has provided space for the last 43 to 45 years. How many?
For free, maybe $5.
43
They're
years
supposed to
since
give us $1 a
1982,
year.
right?
Right,
For free.
for free.
Right. So our contract's at $1 a year, and then we have also provided maintenance on the building, upkeep on the building, snow removal on the building, everything that goes along with that, without charging the library any money since. So I spoke up and was in favor of keeping Miami Township name on there. And they've come up with these other names. So also the staff there, we have this paper and we have some on the table back there. If you're not okay with the change and you'd like to express your support of keeping it Miami Township Library, there's a website, or not a website, but a email address to email the administration at the Hamilton County Library to either support Miami Township name or support the change of the name, either or. But we did our part. I spoke up on behalf of the township that I think it should stay with Miami Township. Justin Habig spoke up in support of Cleves, and I understand it because it's in the village of Cleves, and I get that. And I grew up in the village of Cleves, and I understand that. But it's been Miami Township Library for 43 years, and Hamilton County and Miami Township Library branch. So we're going to post this on our website too. If anyone here wants a copy, it's right there. And Kim, you're going to put that on our website or get it put on our website, right?
Correct.
So I just wanted to make everyone aware of that. Also, so the Safe Haven Baby Box, so I want to talk about that also tonight. So I brought that up again because I think it's important. I think it's important for us as a township to move forward on that. Maysville, Kentucky, I just saw on the news that they just opened their own baby box this week, and it's going into service. And the blessing ceremony is taking effect this week also. I don't know when that is, but they are opening it up, and it's a opening ceremony for it. So other municipalities in different states and in Ohio and Indiana are doing this. So I think it's something that we need to move forward on. I got an email back from them again. I sent it to Jim to print out so we can discuss. I sent the lease agreement and the contract agreement to our attorney to review, and he hasn't got back with us yet. So it's something that I would like to see this board pick up and move with, and that's what I'm going to push for the next month or so we can move forward with it. So also, I'd like to thank our maintenance department too. Our maintenance department did a great job. I think they did a great job. You always can't satisfy everyone, but our maintenance department always does a great job, I think. Thank you again. We really appreciate it, from a veteran to you, and your sons are veterans. We do appreciate it very much. So that's all I have. Anything else? All right, do we have a motion for executive session?
Can I just double down on the, and Tim, you may want to as well. This is, as far as the library, this is a regional library. It's meant to be a regional library and draw from folks from the whole surrounding area. I know that other libraries that have gone into effect, they have been very thoughtful as far as naming it so that people feel like it's welcoming for, residents in the surrounding area, and so I would hope that the library board and/or staff will take into consideration, like Dan said, our commitment for the 40-some years. And I know it's just a name, but it is, again, the idea of, you can come from anywhere and be a part of that and visit that. So.
Yeah, okay.
I would definitely agree with everything that's been said, and, I think with the name comes the commitment too, at least as far as I'm concerned, that we would continue to do the things that we've always done for that library to keep it nice.
All right, do I have a motion to go into executive session?
All right, I'll make a motion for executive session to consider the appointment, employment, or compensation of a public employee or in the event center manager's position.
Second?
All right, Mr. Volrath?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
All right, thanks, everyone.